Now presenting
the RKULTRA podcast,
Expanding Your Minds.
whether you want it or not.
Welcome to RKULTRA. Today we're having a very special episode. It is the end of the year review. We're about to say goodbye to 2023, and what a great year it's been, right, guys? Today,
It's been interesting.
I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think it's been a great year. I mean, I feel great. And today, to talk about this year, we brought back Kristin.
Hey.
And her cousin Karen. Thank you for showing up.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Hi.
She didn't have a choice. she's on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Thanks for being drug on.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to look back to 2023. I mean, some really wild stuff happened.
It's been a crazy
Absolutely.
year.
Dude, it's been crazy. And I think you have a month-to-month breakdown of like all the events. So I mean, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened for the first time in 2023 too as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're just going to
See, now, if I remember correctly, in the first month, that's when cable internet was first invented, and we stopped using 56K modems. Is that correct?
I don't know.
What?
No, I'm sorry. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Right?
I'm not really great at this. I don't really remember things in synchronies.
No,
like
Kevin, we're talking about 2023.
2023,
Yeah.
not 2013.
Yeah.
No,
Jeez,
like
2013. That
like
was,
for the first time this year, Virgin Galactic did their space tourism. So they had a space flight
right.
for tourists
Yeah,
this
that's
year for
right.
the first time. So
is that the one that William Shatner went on? Or did he go
that
on like
makes sense.
Right,
I-
he went on one, but I
He
wasn't
did go
sure.
on one.
definitely
Oh, he
went on
did.
He
one.
went on
yeah.
one like the Bezos guy, yeah.
Yeah, and then it
Right.
kind of sucked because he came back and all he talked about was like, "Yep, we're definitely dead," and that's it.
he was
I'm
like, yeah, that was depressing.
Shatner,
No.
like, what are you doing?
Thanks.
Expected more.
Thanks, Kirk.
Exactly.
Jesus. Yeah.
Dick.
So what Kristin, what
Yep.
was the most significant event you think that happened in the first month?
The doomsday clock got set back. It's like 90 seconds before midnight now. That's pretty depressing, but weird.
Isn't that just something they do to depress us, though?
I mean, it's one of many.
What is the doomsday clock?
Like when the world's supposed to end.
Yeah, the doomsday clock is a theoretical clock made by scientists that is supposed to predict the apocalypse.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing this at least since the 60s. and,
Like
you
like
know.
any kind of apocalypse?
Nuclear was, I think, why it was invented. I think, you know.
That is correct.
Yeah,
You're
they're,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
So it was brought down 90 seconds?
It's 90 seconds before midnight.
Which, once it hits midnight, boom, or something.
Yeah.
Or
At the end
what-
of the year?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
great.
you know,
Yeah.
they
Well,
don't. They,
and it's-
that's the thing. Sometimes they move it back. Sometimes we
They
make
always,
peace, and they
here's the
go,
thing,
"Oh, now
they
it's."
always move it depending on what's happening in the world, and because what's happening in the world, especially these last few months of the year, have been a little shaky at best. You know, they're just like, yeah, we're just in a really bad spot, and 2023 maybe quite literally end with a bang.
Wait, see,
But we wouldn't know because we're 90 seconds away. So, you know, like
You know, it's an arbitrary clock, and they could always just dial it back. I mean, they probably won't. They probably just want to keep scaring us.
well, it was like Y2K.
Yeah. Same.
Everybody's
Yeah,
freaking out.
right.
The computers are going to
was
shut
my
down,
favorite.
man. I would love it if they shut off.
Oh, great.
Well, 2023 is off to a good start.
I think so.
Right?
Wow. Okay. Well, what about February?
Oh, February. Well, we're both originally from Massachusetts, so we're massholes, and we're neither of us are Patriots fans. But Tommy Terrific retired again for a second time.
Yep.
Oh, Tom
In the
Brady.
month-
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
Yep. So for us, that was like extra exciting because we're like, pardon my French, fucking you, like bye bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
Had enough.
I thought it was interesting looking at the win to loss ratio of Bill Belichick with Tom Brady and then after
yes.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, it was obvious who was carrying.
pretty horrible. I think
Yeah.
what they've won
Absolutely.
3 or 4 games in total this season.
3 that I'm
Yeah.
aware of.
Yeah.
Possibly 4. I might be wrong. I might
She's a Jets fan, and her team's doing better than the Pats. So
for the first time in history.
I've just been listening to the buzzing in my head for the past few minutes because I have no idea. I know the name
Nothing about
Tom Brady.
football.
Yeah, it's that guy. Okay. Yeah.
we
Any given Sunday.
Well, that's true. Also in February, there was that 7.8 magnitude earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria. That was pretty serious.
Did
they
it
had
do any
severe-
good?
Yeah, 50,000 people passed
Ooh.
away.
Oh,
Never
man.
mind. Ooh.
Yeah,
Big number.
that was a tough one. So, you know,
What if that was some Dr. Evil sort of like weather machine kind of.
Like Preparation H.
Something like that. Like
The Alan Parsons Project.
That's right.
that's interesting. I always think about that. How are they controlling the weather? Or like some of these cosmic events man-made, you know? Like
You never know.
It's interesting to think about.
Well, especially with earthquakes.
possible.
I mean, if you really think about it, you can't predict when one is really going to happen. There's like the tectonic plates shifting,
Oh, yeah.
and so who knows what the hell's going on underground.
That's
Sometimes it's not always Mother Nature.
Well, you know, and
Not
they
always.
do stuff like cloud seeding, which, you know, forces clouds to rain.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They absolutely do manipulate the weather.
That stuff's crazy.
You know, so what they tell you they do and what they don't tell you they do.
I'm just saying the area seems a little suspect.
I don't disagree.
Oh, speaking of clouds, for the first time this year in 2023, Japan scientists found microplastics in clouds.
Oh my God, that's scary.
I know. It's just
Go outside and breathe the air.
Next year they're going to find aspartame.
You're gonna be thrilled.
Wars.
Yeah,
Kevin's gonna be sucking on clouds.
absorb it through the skin.
Come on, rain, bitch, rain.
What month we in?
March?
Not really like a whole heck of a lot. I mean, everybody made a big deal about a Taylor Swift, her Eras tour.
Again, who?
Yeah, okay. But that was the month that President Trump was indicted in New York. First time ever sitting president was committed of a crime.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's gloss over that now. We can't pay any attention to that, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Still, it's
No,
historic.
look over here
it is
instead.
historic.
Yeah.
It is historic.
No,
Historic.
that's very historic and very something that never happened in this country, or I don't think should.
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. So,
I mean, but a paralyzed man walked for the first time with the help of AI.
really,
Yeah, AI implants in the brain and the spine.
get out.
Yeah, yeah.
encouraging
It
to
got
hear.
a guy who was paralyzed to just get
Well-
upright and use his synapses to
Get his
control
legs
the
up?
technology. It like
Yeah.
decoded the electrical synapses in the brain to.
That is
That's
actually
great.
really interesting.
That is really
I
weird.
just picture
That's
like Elon
awesome.
Musk creeping on a crippled guy like with a Neuralink. Like, oh, okay, we know it works and it's going to happen. Just don't fight it.
Ow.
Neuralink.
All I think about
Neuralink,
is the
put it in you.
Terminator.
Terminator,
It makes
yeah.
me anxious.
No, it's fine. It's the future. Embrace it.
The AI has made like leaps and bounds in 2023 as well. Like, it's getting scary how like close to reality AI can generate an image or a video or something like that, and it makes me feel like, what is the future of the internet? Like, what are we already can't trust the internet. Like, we really can't trust the internet now, because how do we know if any of it's real?
It's
Dude,
gonna,
it's all good to me. In my opinion, reality overrated.
well, I feel like we're heading towards a future of dystopia, and it's going to be a combination of the original Terminator and Demolition Man. And if it leans more towards Demolition Man, I'm not going to be mad about walking around in pajamas all day. However, I'm going to be pissed off if I have to have sex with a fucking headset on. So,
Is Demolition Man the one with Wesley Snipes?
yes.
Yes.
You showed me
The three shells. Oh man.
just low talks like this, even though he didn't have a stroke. Oh, he's so weird. It's great.
He showed me Demolition Man for the first time, and yeah, I'll never figure out how to use the seashells.
The seashells. Nobody knows how to use the seashells.
The three seashells
I
is
don't.
all
You
about.
can't scoop it. I mean, what do you do? Use them as chopsticks? I don't know.
Dude, apparently it works
Still a
better than
mystery.
anything we know.
That sounds like a
Apparently.
fun video to make.
I,
How to use the three seashells.
I would totally be down for that.
Kevin, how do the seashells work as toilet paper? They don't.
You could just
Yeah,
use
right.
Taldi as like a.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We would use Taldi for that.
So, what are we on? April
April.
2023.
April 2023. Unscrewed SpaceX Starship rocket. It actually successfully launched, but then it exploded shortly after takeoff. And Finland is the 31st country to join NATO.
Oh, not Finland.
Finland.
That's pretty cool.
Finland.
And Harry Belafonte passed away.
Who?
Okay, moving on. Hashtag showing my
Who
age.
now?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Singer, songwriter.
I'm sure he was a great person.
He was wonderful.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, May.
May. Oh, King Charles coronation.
King Charles Coronation.
Oh, because the queen died.
Yeah.
So he was
yeah.
coronated. That means that he's like
He's the
officially the
king.
king.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And then his cheating hoe wife,
Camilla.
Ho,
Yeah.
who wasn't supposed to get the
Camilla.
title of queen. She was supposed to be like the queen's consort. She's like the queen now. I mean, this doesn't affect me personally, so I don't know why I'm annoyed by it, but I just feel like, cheaters shouldn't win.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Tina
agree.
Turner passed away that month. And that's really sad because I was a huge fan of hers when I was younger. And I just thought she was wonderful. And her life story was so tragic, but she did such wonderful things and a wonderful performer, just broke a ton of barriers. I mean, she was just like an amazing human being. And yeah, she passed away that month.
I feel like every year we lose like great celebrities like that. We lost Kevin Conroy this year too. He did the voice of Batman.
Yes.
Oh, that was this year?
He died this
Oh,
year.
man.
We met him right before he died.
Really?
Yeah. He was really nice.
And he was a very nice guy, and
that's great to hear.
he shaped my childhood. So every year we lose someone good, I have to remember that.
It stinks. Yeah, we were
Sad.
actually, ironically enough, going through a list of that earlier while we were eating lunch. I just stumbled across it online, and you're just kind of looking through, and you're like, man, like I can't believe, I mean, Bob Barker, you kind of expected he was a little bit older, but even that was still sad.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker passed away this past year. He's like the original Price is Right.
It was
Yeah.
For me, it was the Green Power Ranger. For me,
Oh.
Jason. I know.
Yeah.
But he was so young, and man, I grew up
Yeah.
watching that. I was in martial
That was
arts. as a
also
kid.
this year?
Yeah, it's been a really bad
Oh
year.
my God.
Jason David Frank. Yeah. And
Wow.
like, he
Why
was-
did he kill him? He had the greatest life.
Well,
it's just so.
He's one of those people. I go to conventions every year, and I see this guy, and I go, you know what? I see him here every year. He'll be back.
Yeah.
I did that with Adam West. I did that with a lot, and that was one like, oh man,
Yeah.
like he was a hero to many. It was sad.
2023 was definitely a big year loss in that department when it came to just like some of the greats. So, same month, let's see.
What are we on? We're still
We're
in
still
May.
in May. Hollywood writer strike. Who cares? It was the best TV I've ever seen in my
They
life.
suck anyway.
India is the world's newest, most populated country. It finally surpassed China.
No, China.
Yeah, I think
they,
makes sense.
Yeah.
they didn't want to let the girl happen for a while, and then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
the one-child policy. So
So
know,
there
I
you
guess
go.
kind of what happens.
Yeah, apparently they're
Holds 'em back.
banging everywhere in India. And and exciting, another Fauci favorite, the first ever RSV vaccine was approved by the FDA. So, stand in line for another shot and see what happens.
We all see how that worked out.
Have you, Loso?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm good on that.
Never had it feel fine.
Yeah. June.
June.
Those poor bastards in the Titan sub were in June.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
ones that they obviously knew were.
Yeah.
That
They waited
obvious
so
media
long.
cover-up and conspiracy.
It was very weird.
It was like 3 or 4 days after they knew that sub imploded that they were like, yeah, we knew the sub imploded. And then James Cameron,
Yeah.
he's like, I filmed Titanic. I'm amazing. I already knew. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd been
James-
down there. I knew
James,
immediately.
yeah,
They
I
knew
knew-
too,
I knew
motherfucker.
their
Yeah.
thought.
James Cameron's been down into the deep sea, like in a deep sea sub like that
But
before. Like,
let's also not forget that James Cameron lately has also said a lot of crazy shit, like he doesn't believe in toxic masculinity, and let's just look at all the quotes, and But yeah, that makes sense that he would know because he has researched it,
well, yeah, I mean,
and the whole story was suspect.
you think?
Right, yeah.
That month, it was the end of affirmative action. So that means now when you apply for colleges, it has to be based off of your like test scores and your grades and not the color of your skin or your
beautiful,
background.
beautiful.
So-
They won't just let them
Well, there goes my privilege.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When your card starts working, will you let me know? Because apparently mine's expired or out of order.
Mine too.
well, that's good. That's good to even the playing field a bit.
Yeah.
Bring it back to
Absolutely.
true freedom. I like
Honestly,
that.
I think it's great because it gives folks an opportunity to be looked at literally for their skill set and how their mind works and their creativity and their drive and their ambition versus maybe giving somebody an opportunity that they might not be ready for and might fail at, or possibly be given an opportunity to somebody who there might have been someone else in line that could have deserved it,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the basic argument that I hear that is good. If your test scores aren't good enough for Harvard, but they let you into Harvard anyway, how well do you think you're going to do in Harvard?
And it must be so frustrating. I can't imagine how it feels. I know personally, like, especially in the workplace, like before I became better and better at what I've done, being in an environment where you haven't been given the tools or you've been put in a situation that is a little above you, it's really scary and it plays a lot on your head. And so I think just kind of piggybacking.
It's also it's interesting to think about how many great minds may have been passed up that could have changed the world for the better, that were just passed up because of bad policies and stuff like that.
correct.
You know?
Geniuses sitting around somewhere and they'll
Just
never
wasting
know.
away.
Yeah.
Just they got passed up and
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it better to drop out of Harvard or graduate from like a community college?
I think if you're intelligent, it's not going to matter either way because you're going to have the opportunity to make the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was ethical of us.
Rare.
Okay, so July 2023.
July, Twitter becomes X.
Elon Musk
Big
just
change.
went in
Okay.
there and he
Change
just
there.
kicked
Yep.
them out, and he just,
Yep.
like anyone who wasn't paying attention to that doesn't know how significant that was because he really just released all the documents. He really let everyone know. Everyone knows that the government is working with Facebook and Google and every social media platform, to impose its will, but he really just set the record straight and
Yeah.
showed what was going on.
Created a free speech platform.
Sounds like someone else we know.
Well,
Nothing.
less people, not enough people listened, I think, but we'll see.
That's crazy to think that. That's a lot of information. Oh, and if anyone else cares, in July, Barbie and Oppenheimer came out.
Ooh.
My favorite movie.
My dad went and saw
Barbie.
Oppenheimer.
I wanted to go see Oppenheimer. It seemed like a good
Oppenheimer.
theater movie.
It
Yeah.
was. He went to the
Yeah,
theater and
must have
saw it.
Yeah.
He said his only regret was getting the large popcorn because it was too big. So the movie was that good.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
August,
August.
my birth month. So, I'll lead with the less heavy one. Spain wins the Women's World Cup soccer.
Really?
Is that news?
Yeah. Well, the United States, the U.S.A. was supposed to win that.
Oh, was it Spain and
Spain was the
USA?
upset, yeah.
Oh, United States was supposed to win everything
supposed to win.
because they're just amazing.
No,
Wow.
we're supposed to. That's
Yeah.
disappointing and shameful.
August was also the wildfires.
the Maui
Maui.
wildfires.
Maui.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very weird. Very suspect.
Very weird.
Maui doesn't exist anymore. Nobody's even talking about it.
I
Where
guess
did those
not.
people go? What do they do? How did that happen? Why was one side of the street burned and the other one wasn't?
Is that a conspiracy theory that there was a bunch of celebrity homes in Maui that just didn't get burned down?
Yeah,
For some reason?
Oprah.
Oh yeah, it was Oprah. I was thinking
Yeah,
like
it
Whoopi
was.
Goldberg, but Oprah.
Oprah, yeah.
Yeah. She bought up a bunch of land. Was it after the fire or?
Here's the thing: they had a moratorium that you could not build anything else. I believe it was, and something with purchasing. There was a moratorium, and so then the fires happened, and
It freed up. So moratorium is like a limit on the amount that
Yes.
you can build in the area.
it
and-
stopped. They've put a stop to it, and then now that the fire pretty much damaged almost the entire island except for
Oh,
Millionaire's
geez.
Row.
Guess what? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Wink, wink.
I heard
Yeah.
a really terrible story that there was a line of police. They weren't letting people out of Maui.
That
Yeah,
is
I heard
well. They
that
weren't letting
too.
them out or in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So wherever you were, you were.
Yeah.
Like with the active fire.
With the active fires, there was literally lines of police that were not letting people out of Maui.
That's crazy.
That's disgusting.
It is really.
2023.
I know. What a year.
Yeah.
So,
Roller coaster.
August.
That was August. This is
September.
We're in September. Libya floods.
Mm.
Those were bad.
Was it? Isn't there a civil war or something happening in Libya?
I think so.
Probably.
There's a lot of
Maybe it's
unrest.
Liberia and yeah.
It was a cyclone. It was Cyclone Danielle. It killed about 4,000 people.
Ooh.
It was pretty gnarly. It was bad. I was watching it on the news, and people were in their version of little high-rise adobos, and it was just the water rose. It just came out of nowhere. I've never seen anything like that before in my
Yeah.
life. It was literally if a floodgate opened, that was it.
That's insane.
It really was absolutely crazy. Those people did not stand a chance. It was actually really freaking sad.
That's horrible.
I know. It was really horrible. All right, so let's NASA declares the summer of 2023 the hottest on record since taking recordings in 1880. Depending on who you
birthday.
talk to.
Since taking recordings in 1880.
Yeah, 1880 was the first year that NASA was taking recordings
Okay.
of,
So that
Or was it just whoever, the science community? Because I don't think NASA was around back then.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
When we're-
and to me, 1880, that literally means nothing to me. The planet's been around for so long. The hottest
It's global
year.
warming.
Huh?
It's global warming.
It's global warming. Hey, it's real.
Okay.
It's man, bear, pig, and it might kill us all. Let's fly in our private jets to a summit and talk about it. Get a 16-year-old to shame us. That's how real it is, okay?
You have destroyed a country and a world.
How dare you?
Oh, my heck. Yeah, and then they ask you, why don't you ever talk about, Russia, and why don't you ever talk about China? You're only talking about Western civilization and how horrible it is, and she actually laughs like that creepy doll. She's like, I will never talk about them.
Dude, there was a great meme where she was just unwrapping like plastic, you know, just a single serving plastic everything, and just, you know, on it like, okay, yeah, like you believe in this so much, but you're using all these plastic products.
It's plant-based plastic.
It's plant-based.
It's vegan plastic.
It's keto.
Last one to round out September. Maybe not the best one to round out. I should have thought this through. Mass shootings reached an all-time high.
Good. I
I'm
mean,
going to blame that one on COVID and being locked down.
Yeah, and
It seems like you can't go anywhere,
I could blame that on SSRIs. I mean, a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, I could blame that on a lot of things besides guns.
Humanity's unraveling at a rapid pace.
yeah, it's the internet. It's all the medications that people are taking that they really just don't need. Honestly,
The internet's a tough one because, I mean, if you think about it before, like when we were kids and we were all growing up, you know, you didn't have information that immediate, that quick, that fast.
No.
It took time to actually, it was like the rumor mill pretty much. And so you were given what was in your bandwidth.
Oh, as I mentioned earlier, we had the 56K modem.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Like we didn't get the internet that fast. You know, it was barely available. I mean, if you wanted to watch one pornography film, good luck. 17 hours of download time for sure. Not like today with the instant whatever you want, whenever you want.
instant.
And that can't be good for anyone.
No, it's
Even
too much.
especially a kid.
Yeah, exactly. So,
too much instant gratification. I think people are using the term TikTok brain.
Yeah.
They all have short attention spans and
They
just
sure
like
do.
Everything right now.
get bored quickly.
You ever just watch a bunch of shorts on, I don't care where you're on, YouTube, I do it on Snapchat when I'm trying to destroy my brain cells. Just like, you know, get on shorts, you know, just do it for like 15 minutes. And like, if you don't feel the dopamine just out of your brain, then like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's freaking crazy. I don't know.
Yep.
Kids.
Weird.
October?
So yeah, October 2023.
So I'll lean in with the easy one and then I'll end with the controversial one. Nobel Prizes were awarded.
Beautiful.
Don't know who won.
Okay.
It doesn't, I mean, which makes me kind of sad because, like, when I was a kid, like, there were certain things that you talked about and it was like, oh, the Olympics were a big deal.
Yeah.
And Nobel Prizes, like, oh my God. Now it's like, yeah, they won. They're over.
Yeah, they're kind of
with.
just brushing
How
the
sad is that?
achievements of humanity under the rug.
What did they create? The newest direction pill? I mean,
I don't know.
What was the breakthrough? Nothing.
No, that's the thing. We're not doing anything cool anymore. It's like we're spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I blame it on COVID and lockdowns. October, Kevin McCarthy was voted out as Speaker of the House.
Hilarious.
Never happened.
Wow.
Ever.
Wasn't he just elected as Speaker of the House at the beginning of this year?
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Yeah.
Was it?
Out.
And it was Matt Gaetz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess threw that son of a bitch out. That was,
Got him.
that was like,
Got him.
dude, for a split second when it was possible that Donald Trump could have been the Speaker of the House and I was like, fuck it, do it.
I'll take Orange Man for 200, Alex.
Please, me too.
I don't even
Double
like.
it.
I don't care if it stops me from being president. That would piss. Like if he's in Nancy Pelosi's desk, like just here at Pelosi's desk. It's so much better now. Everything's so much better. It's the greatest office now.
You need to get. This is not your office. You need to get out. I don't know if she does that creepy ET thing.
They told me I sent my friends in here. I didn't.
They were good people. They were good friends.
Yeah.
Good people on both sides.
Yeah. But ours are better looking. Oh, November. Oh, the Israel-Hamas war.
Oh, that was
That is
disgusting.
nasty.
And don't forget, this was the year milestone of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Really? In November too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird. Like they're just kind of
Two foreign wars that
Days, yeah.
we really shouldn't involve ourselves in.
Syncing them up.
And we're hanging out. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. First Lady Rosalind Carter passed away. That was sad.
Yeah.
The earthquake in Iceland finally erupted.
Oh.
You know, yeah. I mean, that was like, shut up, Kevin. You're like, ugh.
an earthquake in Iceland?
Some of us like pay attention to the news. Yeah, so in Iceland there's a little town because they talk really funny like this and their news is very interesting. Yeah, they were having they had over 700 tremors and earthquakes, and they were like, this thing's about to blow.
They could feel it.
They literally, I mean, no, there's cracks in the pavement, in the land. It's these fissures were opening up everywhere.
Wow.
And they were like, you need to get in and get your things and get the hell out. And they evacuated them. And then less than 2 weeks later, it erupted, and it is angry. If it were a zit, that would leave a scar.
Was it an earthquake or a volcano?
A volcano erupted.
Oh, a volcano.
A volcano erupted, but they were getting tremors and earthquakes because of the
wow.
Yeah, it was you should, after this, look it up because it's actually quite interesting. They were getting tremors every 6 or 10 seconds.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah. There's literally that'd be in your driveway, just the driveway just opening up this much.
Dude,
and you're just looking
can't
down.
even imagine. You lived over on the West Coast in the Ring of Fire.
I did.
So did you ever experience any earthquakes or anything
2 of them.
like that? Really?
Yep, I was there for 2 of them.
I've always lived
same.
on the East Coast, so I've never known anything
It's
like
a weird experience. So the first one that I experienced, I remember it was first thing in the morning. I was sitting at the edge of the bed. I just kind of started feeling a little weird, and I remember looking down the hallway, and at the other end of the hallway, I could see the door frame doing this, and then I turned and I looked to my right and I looked out the window, and I could literally see my house starting to sway. And I'm just what the hell? We're having a freaking earthquake. And everybody else that was in the house with me at the time was just yeah, it's fine.
It's normal.
What are you talking about?
This is normal.
It is. They're this is nothing. This is fine. And then the second one was the one that we had 4th of July. That one was gnarly. I'll never.
On 4th of July?
At the time I was living in a 3-floor townhouse. The bottom floor was oversized 2-car garage. Walked in breezeway, an in-law room with a ensuite bathroom. And the person that I was living with at the time was in there. That was an office. And I had the door open to the garage. And I was like, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Do you need anything? I had 1 foot in the garage and 1 foot in the house. And all of a sudden he's like, we're having an earthquake. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And all of a sudden I look into the room. The computer just starts going back and forth, falls off the desk. The monitor falls off the desk. I look into the garage. The freaking cars are going back and forth. The alarms go off. The lights are flashing. I'm like, this is horse shit. I'm going to fucking die in California. I got to get out of here.
Wow.
Please no.
But you feel queasy. It's horrible. You can't have. It's you get motion sickness.
Makes me feel small.
Absolutely disgusting. November, yeah. So they had the earthquakes, and Henry Kissinger died.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
he was a lawmaker. He's been involved with a lot of big New World Order type policy, and yeah, that he's.
what did you do at Bohemian Grove, Mr. Kissinger?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
he's gone. And now this month, Sandra Day O'Connor passed away.
Oh, December. We're on December.
Yeah, and President Trump was taken off the ballot in Colorado.
Yeah, another historic.
Illegal.
Yeah,
I don't know. It sounds pretty illegal to me.
Well, I mean that it should be because the only way for them to legally take him off the ballot that would be to say if he were convicted of inciting an insurrection, but he was actually tried and not convicted of inciting an insurrection. So taking him off the ballot in Colorado seems to be illegal.
Has that ever happened before with any other sort of
I
candidate
actually
or president?
think it
like
has.
Who was it?
I'm not
he
sure.
mentioned it.
Yeah.
A very long time ago.
But it's not something that is normal. It didn't.
No.
Absolutely not.
And probably really shouldn't happen unless they're really bad people who've been convicted of their crimes.
I mean,
you know?
They put that provision in the Constitution after the Civil War?
Yeah,
That's
something
a
that.
post-Civil War.
It's a post-Civil War thing, but
Right.
there was no conviction. So that's I think the game is that it makes you think that Donald Trump has been convicted. Because if you're not paying attention to the news and that you know that he's been taken off the ballot, what are you to think?
Right. Write him in.
You could write him in, sure.
Colorado doesn't matter to him anyway.
Yeah, he could still win without it. It's just weird. Not really how I think an election should be treated in this country, but
I agree.
Doesn't seem very fair.
so we recapped 2023, and
It's been a crazy, wild year. We got volcanoes.
I
And
know.
I was
earthquakes and
I thought it was a good year, and then we talked about it, and I realized that it probably wasn't as good as I thought it was. Maybe I just had a good year.
Well, I hope you had a good year.
Yeah,
You
for
deserve a good year.
Yeah. Even if it's all falling apart around me,
It's
I
only
might as
falling
well.
apart politically and with
Yeah, that's
nature.
it.
Like,
It's meaningless.
As long as we stay true and we filter the information and try to expand our minds,
Yep.
and
whether
just-
we want it or not.
whether we want it or
Yeah,
not,
right.
just always try to improve yourself and become better.
yeah.
Kristin, Karen,
Good advice.
thank you for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
me.
having us.
I really appreciate that. I can't think of anyone else that I would rather have talked about the year with.
Aw. Well, it's been a good year hanging out with you.
Yeah, and
guys.
it's been almost one full year, or actually a little over a year.
Actually, yes. We
Yeah.
might
Since we
as well
started
mention
this.
that. So, we debuted on the 1st of last year. We had been working on it before, but the original podcast aired on the 1st. So, technically, we're finishing off our first full year of
That's
putting out
great.
at least a video every week.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I love
great.
that.
And Kristin has been one of our #1 supporters and cheerleaders from the beginning, actually.
Guys, you guys are great.
That sign
Yeah, you
behind
guys
us,
are great. Yeah, that's awesome.
she got
Love it.
she got us that. So thank you,
Among
Kristin.
other things.
Nice.
Just your love and affection.
So, I mean, I had a good year. I don't care if the world's falling apart. In the comments below, tell me.
Are you falling apart with the world, or is it just the world?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on 2023? Was 2019 better? Was 2020 better? Is it getting worse? I'm not sure.
Yeah, what can we do in 2024 to just propel humanity in the right direction?
Yeah. Can we get off this slippery slope, please?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Please let us off the ride.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a good. Not my circus, not my monkeys, but man, oh man.
So like and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at RKUltraCast.
Or find us at www.rkultra.com.
So follow us because we'll be following you straight into 2024.